Okay, you guys, hope you're having a happy Saturday. And I do have a story for you if you haven't heard about it already. It is out of Rochester Hills, Michigan. Now, before I get into the story, you guys know who follow my videos that I always go to Texas to get to Atlanta. I'm going to make this really quick. So, early this year, in January 2024, I had a surgery. I had 3. They were much needed. They were not cosmetic at all. Let me put that out there now. They were definitely needed. I wasn't scared. I wasn't afraid. I remember the one thing, the anesthetic guy, the Asian guy was really nice. He was the one that would put me under anesthesia there was 2 other nurses in the room too, and the doctor was in and out. And I remember when I looked up at him, because the nurse said, "Oh, Dr. Such and Such, he has you down here for a rum and coke." And I stated that before because I thought it was really funny, because when we talked about me doing this surgery, he said, "What's your favorite drink?" And I wanted to say Seagram's gin. But he said, "A rum and coke?" I said, "Sure, I'll take a rum and coke." So she looked on her clipboard and she said, "Oh, the doctor has you down for a rum and coke." And I remember I started smiling, and the Asian doctor, he said, "Keep smiling." That was the last thing I remember hearing. So you guys know, if you have been under, anesthesia, you don't know what's going on, because I was in one room and then hooked up to everything, and then I woke up in another room hours later and not hooked up. I had a something to help me, I'll put it that way. It would help my bowels underneath me, I'll just put it that way. So everything had changed. I was positioned different, had on a different undergarment, everything was different. But I was happy that it was finally over, because I had campaigned for so long to have this surgery. But my finances, I'm not Angelina Jolie. I can't just have things done because I want to. I actually used that when I was trying to campaign for this surgery. But anyway, I was happy that it was finally done and finally completed. I'm in a different room, and I'm waiting for my loved one to come out of the waiting room and see me. And, I'm recovering now. And for me, it was a good experience. I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking, because when we are underneath, that anesthesia, we don't know what is going on. Now, I had somebody say they actually woke up during anesthesia. I don't know if this person is always telling the truth, because they always have some, wild imagination, or they're always on something. I'll just put it that way. But I had a good experience. So I don't know if you guys ever went underneath, but it is very, very different. Very different. I also had an endoscopy around that time too, where I was under for a while too. But I remember dreaming about Prince. I do. And when I woke up, the nurse said, "You were gliding." And I remember I said, "Because I was dancing with Prince." Oh my God. But yeah, I do really remember that. I do. So if you ever went under, you're just like, I can't even say it's sleep, because even when you're asleep, you can kind of hear your surroundings, and you're moving around, and you're pulling the blanket up because you're a little cold, or you're taking the blanket off of you because you're a little warm. You are up in a sense, but you're totally under. You're totally under. And I said all this for a reason. Now, before I continue with the story, a voyeur. Everybody knows what a voyeur is. A voyeur is a person who gains sexual pleasure from watching others when they are naked or engaged in sexual activity. There's also a voyeur of death, but I really don't think that Dr. Oumair Aejaz, I guess that's how I'm going to pronounce his name, Aejaz, okay? I don't know if he was really involved in the death voyeurism. I think he pretty much liked the other one. Okay, so this is out of Rochester Hills in Michigan. It happened August 8th, 2024. So the doctor is 40 years old. He is a husband and a father of 2 boys. He has been working on a visa, and he is an Indian resident, and he came to America on an internship in 2011. Now, allegedly, they said that in the article, even though They have more than enough information, but they still have to say it. So allegedly, he filmed himself. He had a device recording himself, and he was molesting a 5-year-old girl. Between 2023 and 2024, he was engaged in this behavior. And they would find out this was not his only victim. He had filmed all his patients without their consent, men and women, and a child as young as 2 years old. And some of the people that he had filmed, they were unconscious, maybe over the legal age. However, he was engaged in sexual activity with some of these women. But the youngest one was a 5-year-old girl. And he has been filming and doing these kind of horrible things for 6 years. Now, the doctor had privileges at this hospital that he was working at, but he was not on staff. An Oakland County prosecutor said it was the doctor's wife who had tipped off investigators and provided material. And the police would get a warrant and seize belongings from her husband, the doctor. Now, the doctor had cameras in changing rooms, bathrooms, closets, and bedrooms, and the authorities would seize over 13,000 videos. And they were not just videos of the hospital. There was videos at a swim school that he was able to put these in various places. So yeah, he really had some super duper voyeurism. I hate to say it. Something was really going on with this man. Police believe that there are more other victims, not just because they are looking at these tapes, but they want people to come forward. But the thing is, how do you come forward if you don't know that you have been, assaulted? How do you come forward? Like with myself, for instance, I was happy that the surgery was over. I lived to see that day, and it's just, I was glad it's over and it's done with, and hopefully I never have to do that again. But it was a very good experience for me, maybe because I was asleep. But how do you know? I did a video not too long ago about the paramedic that had R-worded a woman that he was supposed to be taken to the hospital, but he did a whole detour and R-worded her first. And if you haven't seen that video, I will put the link in the description box. It is something else. Just happened this year as well. That video of the paramedic that did the same thing, again, I will put it in the description box. It happened not too long ago. So it's like, you don't know. You don't know until somebody shows you a recording of what had happened, because you just think that you're in this really peaceful, I can't even say sleep, but you are just, you are gone for a little while. You are definitely gone. So they don't know. But they want these victims to contact the Oakland County Sheriff's Office, if you think you're a victim. So I guess if you were around this doctor and you had to, undergo some type of anesthesia around him, I guess they want you to call in, because you just may be on that list of videos that this nasty ass doctor has. So Aejaz is in jail on a $2 million cash bond. They're not giving him a percent, and they want the money. They want the money. They want the cash if he is going to get let out, because they're pretty sure he might go ahead and dip back to India. I'm pretty sure he might do that. Now, his wife, thank goodness for her, because she's the one that blew the whistle on this creep. She has filed for a divorce in June of 2024, and she also had took action to do a personal protection order on herself, most definitely, because she blew up the spot on her husband. Her husband had been secretly recording her since 2019. So in their home, there's cameras of her, that she didn't even know about, in the bathroom, in the bedroom. So yeah, he was really on some really disturbing stuff. He seriously was all over the house. I'm pretty sure he was recording, his children as well. So yeah, he's in jail right now, and he's not getting out, and he's not going nowhere unless somebody has his $2 million in cash to get him out. And I'm pretty sure that they might go ahead and even take his, his passport, what have you, to make sure he stays in the country until he faces these charges. So that's it, you guys. That is about the doctor there. I'm glad he's put away. And I hope that justice is served for all these people that he violated. Okay, guys, have a happy Saturday.